Hi, this is Justice with Tablet Pro, bringing you better tools for digital artists, for creatives, and for note takers. In this video, we're going to be talking about different drawing apps that you probably never heard of. I'm going to go through about 5 or 6 of them, and hopefully you guys will find a new program to try out and explore. So let's get started right away. This first one is Medibang Paint Pro. This is a free program, and I tried a bunch of different ones making this video. This is the only one, well, one of two, that I actually got stuck drawing in. And when I say stuck drawing in, I mean I was really enjoying the drawing process and felt myself going, I just kept wanting to draw. So what I like is it's extremely responsive, and not in every aspect, not like this is the most fluid zooming in and out that you've ever seen. But I liked just how nice it felt to draw in the program. So here, let me bring this up a little bit so you can see here. I'm just right out of the tip, and it's nice clean lines. I have corrections set to 30, which is I think roughly what it is by default. But you can see these lines they're looking the way I'm expecting them to look. Not perfect, but nice. It's a really enjoyable drawing experience. And this is Medibang Paint Pro. There's a bunch of different tools here, and I'm not going to go into them very much. I think that they're lacking when it comes to brushes. There you can see a little lag there. A little bit more than a little bit. Blur. Let's re-add a little bit of paint. And blur it. And smudge it. And you can see kind of basically how that works and performs here. As far as I'm concerned, for just the brush right up here, this pencil tool, I think this is a lovely tool, and it feels wonderful to draw with. So if you guys are looking for something to do this type of artwork, this is kind of like a robotic monk. Anyway, I just doodled last night, and it feels nice. And there's a decent amount of shortcuts, not a ton. I would like some to be able to open and close the color palettes. That did not do what I was hoping it would do. Okay, let's bring this back out here. But this is a free program, and I think probably a really good choice to try out if you guys haven't tried it yet. And it looks like it's constantly being developed. I think this latest update was just a few, maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago. This last update came out for Medibang. All right, this next program is Rebelle 3, and I've tried this a whole bunch of different times, and in the past it had always been really bad. And what I mean is the performance was always really bad with Rebelle. It could have been my Surface Pro 6, it could have been a variety of different things. I don't know what it was. However, this last time that I tried it, could have been updates from Windows. This last time I tried it, it is faster than Medibang. It's extremely quick, and does some things that are kind of magical. So let me explain that. Let's go ahead and drop a few more colors. And these are customizable. I have this set up because I like this grid option, which is right here, grid. I put it 5x5 here. I think I end up vacillating over tiny little color changes, and they end up blending anyway, so it doesn't matter. So having a grid is kind of a nice feature. All right, so let's pick a few more colors here that are different. Blue here, and let's pick another brush, paintbrush. Okay, so we have this here, and you guys can see the colors are actually moving around here because this is a watercolor brush. This one right here is a watercolor brush, and you can see the water go through. Now let's go ahead and add water right here. And you can see it spreading out and doing basically what water would do in a watercolor environment. So let's say we want to dry that. I think this is dry. Nope, that's something different below. I don't understand exactly what this one is. Oh, I guess it's air. Oh, okay, that's cool. So I'm moving the watercolors around like I was blowing air in these directions. That's really cool. Okay, dry. Let's dry off this section and this section so it stops moving around. Okay, and then blend. And I feel like this is really nice and smooth. And smudge, which I'm rarely a fan of smudge, but again, point being that this is really, really quick. So there's a bunch of different tools here. I don't like their pencil feel or experience as much as Medibang have here. Just something about the quality of the line. And it's not that it's bad, and it could be that the paper is textured, and that's what I don't like. Could be that I'm not seeing like a big change in color range. You know, so like in Medibang, you could see the light line and then the dark line, and this one just does not seem to be doing that. And there may be other settings in here that would allow that, but by default, not a giant fan. Not a fan of that pencil tool. It's fine, but the one in Medibang was really fun. Okay, and again, here where this really shines is the watercolor, I believe, and the paint. Alright guys, that is Rebelle 3. And this one is not free. I'll put the price in the description or in a note on the screen. The next program that I really like that a lot of people don't tend to classify in the same group with some of the big name programs is Artrage. This is Artrage 5. I've done a number of videos on Artrage because it is one of my absolute favorite programs, and it's less known than Photoshop and Painter and a couple different other ones. And it is a phenomenal program. I believe it's $79, worth every penny. And what I like the most about this one that the other programs don't do is this one does just absolutely fantastic color blending. So here you can see just these beautiful colors. Here you can choose these different tools here to blend. And in looking at this, I absolutely love the way that Artrage handles color. And here, let's go ahead and adjust some of these tools. So we'll pick a different one. Here, this is going to provide a little bit of a blur. And let's change that to speckle. So we get kind of a frosted effect here. And Artrage is great. I love Artrage. Let's go brushes. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do with Artrage. Just again, it's like a lot of the other ones. It's very fast. One thing that I will say, it again has a paper texture, like a lot of the other ones. It does a decent job actually with tilt. And if you're not a fan of the paper kind of textured background, you can completely remove it inside of Artrage. And Artrage has a couple different interfaces as well. So you can go to interface mode and choose docking mode, and this is going to be a lot more similar to what a lot of people are used to. And this is going to be a lot more familiar to what people are typically used to. Let's see here. By the way, I'm using the Artist Pad from Tablet Pro, and then right here you see the keyboard shortcuts being pressed. This is part of KeyPress OSD, which is another program that is part of Tablet Pro, or part of our new suite of software that we're developing. So I love this. I think it is just absolutely gorgeous. So there's a whole bunch of different settings. You can fiddle around with a bunch of different things here. What I don't like about Artrage is these little breaks in the line. It doesn't do a fantastic job of these curves. Well, you guys could see them before. So for just that simple pencil tool that I showed you before, let's go ahead and mimic that here. So you can see this again, this has tilt support. This is the pen tool. There's just certain aspects that I still think Medibang is the best when it comes for just kind of this pencil type of feel. And Artrage is the best for color blending. I think the paint, just these textures that you see here, I think is this is what Artrage is the best at. So the next program is PaintToolSai version 2. This is the 64-bit version, and I started fooling around with it yesterday just for the review, and I enjoyed it so much that I decided to paint a leaf, a really unique leaf that's on the mulberry tree on my porch. And so it was just really fun to use. So let me show you guys a little bit. Oh, scrubby zoom. So this one's a little tricky. There's a whole bunch of different tools, and this is not going to look the way it normally looks. Okay, so color picker, tools. These are all docked on the side the same way that just about everything is docked to the side in just about every program. I'm not going to really go into a whole lot of this. You guys can play around with this stuff. What I like, there's a couple different things that I really like about it. Brush pulls color. You can see right here I'm on a couple different layers, and so over here you're not pulling any color. Here you get these really awesome color blending, these really great color blending attributes to the different brushes. And one other nice note is that this program is using the new Touch API, which means that Pen and Touch works the way that we want it to. So if I press Alt, I can put the pen tip down, and I've got color picking. I can just tap and hold just like a keyboard. And same thing here for zoom. And these things work the way that you would want them to work. That's a big deal to me. For some of you guys who are not using Tablet Pro, you probably won't care, but for me, that's pretty awesome. So let's see, a couple more tools here. Smudge, I think this is pretty neat, and you can change a lot of these attributes here. And let's show those attributes. Tools. So you can choose a number of different things here, but one of the things that I like is you can choose between textures. So let's do canvas texture. And you guys can see just the grain in the blend. So like that. And this is a really, really responsive program. Again, like I said, it feels lovely. It really does. It feels lovely using the pen on the screen. There's just no lag. And let's see. So let's go right here. And we're going to make this really big. This is a 685 pixel brush. Let's zoom out the whole thing. And you can see this giant brush, and it just performs wonderfully. And this program, I believe, is 5,400 yen, which is just a little less than $50. And there's a bunch of settings that you're going to want to have turned on here. I may make a separate video for this, but help, shortcut keys. By the way, this is what I have set up. You can select Control or Alt to have those. And this is a really interesting shortcut keys, keyboard shortcuts menu. But here it just has everything you can use and then what's already listed. So I have F3 through F7 here. This is window. So if I wanted to do these ones, show any one of these, so layer panel, whatever I have selected over here, if I go F7 and then I tap layer panel, it's just going to put that in right there. So it's interesting. Anyway, I have F4 through F7 actually mapped. And what else did I switch? A couple of these tools. And this is more information than you guys need right now. Anyway, let's see, what did I add? Y move, Z zoom, brush V, smudge S, and I think that's it. I think everything else I left the same. But those, if you're going to use this artist pad, you're going to want to have those set up. If you guys are really interested in this, please let me know in the comments and I'll make a separate video. The next program on our list, some of you may have heard of because I've reviewed it before. So it's Leonardo, and this is also on the Windows Store as of recently. This is one of the coolest things about Leonardo. Here, I'm going to close it. No, close. And then we're going to go from nothing to actually drawing. 1, 2. It's pretty quick and it's very responsive. Again, just lightning fast. It's got some really nice features here as well. This one also, just like PaintToolSai, this one does use the new Windows Touch API, which again means that color picking and all these things work the way that we would expect them to, or that we would want them to, which is wonderful. And there's a bunch of different things here that I really like, so I'm going to go through a couple of those different ones. Let's go ahead and pick a darker color so you guys can see this. So typically in a ruler tool, what you see is the line right down here, and you're expected to draw on that line. Here, you can see the line above and crosshairs. So say I want to go from this point right here over to this point. Let's go ahead and zoom in and rotate. Again, super duper fast. I line up those crosshairs. And now when I draw, you can see just how perfectly it lines up. And these lines can have pressure. And one of the things that's unique about Leonardo is that, let's see, let's exit out of ruler mode, exit ruler, escape. Okay. One of the things that's unique about Leonardo is Henning, the developer for this program, used to work in the gaming industry. At least this is what I understand. And so the way he developed Leonardo is that if you were to do something that would cause some lag, it lowers the resolution and then calculates the pixels so that while you're doing whatever else you're doing, you don't have to wait. You can keep painting and keep doing digital art without having to wait for it to catch up. So I think that's really cool. One of the best features that you can have in a drawing program. No lag, ever. And that's pretty awesome. So let's see, the infinite canvas is one of the main things here. Let's choose pencil, or we'll just do ink, and we're going to resize this down. And you can see here, just very, very fast. The UI is beautiful. One of the things that Leonardo doesn't currently have is genuine color blending. And Leonardo, or Henning, if I'm wrong, please correct me on this, but it does not blend colors the same way as some of the other programs like Sai does. It's excellent for a number of different things. You can actually reprogram the side button in Leonardo. And if I want to draw a straight line, let me turn this feature on. Line, normal, hold still for line, half a second. Let's put that. So if you guys are doing drafting, let's see, I think I didn't do that well enough. If you're doing drafting or something else that requires these type of really clean lines, just the ability to, I think I normally have mine set lower, so let's go line, normal, hold still for line, let's put it down to 2. So usually I'm not drawing and holding still for very long. Excellent for a lot of different things. The quality of the line is beautiful. There's brush stabilization in all the options here. You can set brush stabilization if you need to, but honestly the lines are quite beautiful without them. So smoothing, you can see here. So smoothing turned on, and we can adjust this, show the red tail. Let's go ahead and put this much higher so you guys can see. All right. So very familiar brush stabilization. Again, it's an infinite canvas. And super smooth. Let's bring this brush size up to 1,000. Can you see down here calculating pixels? But it did not slow down my process in order to do that. Oh, another thing that I really like, let's turn off smoothing, so we're gonna hit escape, is that there's luminosity, saturation, and shortcuts. So here, if you want to just really quickly, let's go ahead and bring the size down a little bit, adjust colors, you notice this is massively fast. Pretty phenomenal in a lot of ways, and there's a lot of really, really intelligent options that Henning has added into Leonardo. If you haven't checked it out, this is a great program, and I believe it's on sale in the Windows Store right now. I'll put the price in the text. If there's a program that I didn't talk about that you think is something that should be on this list, tell me about it. I would love to learn about it. There's a couple I did not review on purpose. I did not review black ink, and I did not review Paint Storm Studio, because at the moment those are not running correctly on my computer, and I want to talk to the developers and see if there's something that I need to be doing before I review those. Alright guys, thank you for watching. This has been something I've been looking forward to making for a long time. So again, please subscribe, share this video with your friends, and until next time, stay creative.